Science. What is it? Science is made of two branching bodies of knowledge. There's the theoretical side of science, which deals with the theory-based side of it. You begin with a question, and you think about it. Then there's the applicable side of science, which is evidence-based, which involves experimentation. Now the two work together. You can either begin with an experiment which leads you to think about something, or you can begin with an idea and that notion then leading over to trying to test for it. And science is a process of elimination. Thought being broken down and tested and repeated to find something within a certain grounds to be relevantly true or false. Now atheism is a practice of thinking, but not thinking in light of science and reason or methodology. Is actually based purely on imagination. They think there's no God, then they set to practice into the thought experiment of producing excuses for why there can't be a God, rather than going straight to applicable sciences and testing for God. Now Jesus says if we seek him, we shall find him. That means we don't seek him in thought, we seek him in actual applying change, applying vigorous test. How do we do that? Jesus says, be born again in the Holy Spirit. Simply seek God in his righteousness and his kingdom, and he shall be revealed to you. It's a promise from God himself, a promise which is verified by every atheist who finds Jesus. Atheism is the lack of knowledge. They replace knowledge, which would ordinarily be placed in scientific repetition. They base it in notions of fabrications. It's make-believe. The idea that there is no God isn't based on anything. It's based purely upon theoretical excuses for why there can't be a God. So, seek God. First of all, ask yourself whether is it possible that there could be a God. Now the answer is yes, it is possible there could be a God, but if you're coming from an atheist point of view, it could also be possible that there isn't a God. So how do we test it? We seek. We don't leave it with a thought problem. We seek God scientifically. So I advise today you entertain this and actually use vigorous science. Use real science. What history has tried to do, shows, shall I say, is that the education system was based on Christians trying to get people to understand that through science we can come to meet God more enriched, gain knowledge of him, rather. Atheism, the buck always stops with just an idea. The Greek theologians or the Roman Empire fell apart because they just tried to think things through. It doesn't work that way. We have to involve science, methodological, evidence-based testing, vigorous process of elimination. We have to do it. Atheists are not thinking people. If you want to meet God, seek him and find him. Don't just try and think it through. Do the science, do the work, seek and you shall find.